volunteers to make sure that children understand the culture that you have developed. And again, thank you so much for opening your hearts and having us here today.
Hey guys, it's Anpu, and you're probably thinking, what did I just watch? So that's why I actually filmed this part of the video, is to kind of talk to you about what you saw and why this tradition takes place. So I'm going to be completely honest with you and say that I don't actually know the reasons completely as to why this festival takes place, but this is why I had a conversation with my father and we kind of explored Hinduism a little bit. That's what I'm going to share with you today. And just to give you a little bit of background, this festival is called a Ther. It took place in Toronto, and I was in Toronto in the summer, and it's such a lively festival. I mean, there's like loud music, so many people, and it's just got such a great atmosphere. All right, let's talk a little bit more about what you saw. Let's talk about the people rolling on the floor, and the reasons behind this is what me and my dad were talking about, is like the concept of sacrifice and willing to give something up. So for example, if there's someone in your house who's ill, or say for example someone's going to take an exam or you want them to do really well, this act kind of shows your willingness to give something up. And I guess another reason that we explored is humans' contact with nature. If you think about it, humans nowadays, we don't have much contact with nature. If you think about it, we're in a box in a room like 99% of the time. If we are outside, we're going to be walking to the bus stop, and then we're in a bus, and then we're in like school, or we're in work, and you're always like, you don't really have, we're wearing shoes on our feet, we're not really interacting with nature. I mean, I live in London, so we hardly get any like interaction with nature here. I'm sure it's different in other places, but I'm sure you agree with me that a lot of people and a lot of places in the world do have less contact with nature. So by the act of rolling on the floor, it provides an opportunity for people to interact with the nature around them. And what my dad was saying is that by interacting with the ground, it provides an earth connection, you know, positive and negative charges, and by really connecting with the ground, it provides you with that earth connection. And the Hindu temples and everything were built on like really tall mountains, and people would have to climb up to the temple, and this is like kind of like a fitness activity. It kind of keeps the population healthy. Or there's temples on the coast, and you know, you get the fresh air and the oxygen there, and it kind of creates that peaceful and healthy environment. And also the festival provides an opportunity for people to, you know, socialise, gather, and have a good time as well. I mean, back in the day, I guess they didn't have like, you know, computers, cinemas, phones, and this really provided like a social opportunity to gather and meet new people and just have a really good time. Now let's talk about the guy with the hooks on his back and, you know, him going up and down. And I just want to make it clear that, you know, not everyone has to do this. It's completely a choice if you want to do this. And again, it links into the whole concept of sacrifice and willing to give something up that I was talking about earlier. But actually, there's a scientific reason for this as well. I mean, it kind of links into acupuncture and for health reasons as well. So apparently they have a spear in their mouth. If you go to my blog, I've got some pictures of that. They've got some in their forehead, some in their back. Another really interesting thing is Hindus do something where they knock their forehead 3 times and they bob up and down whilst holding their earlobes 3 times. And I mean, people do this without really thinking about why they're doing it, but apparently there's like a scientific reason behind it, and that's because it's intended to enhance the cell and neuron activity in the brain. And so you can see how there's like various reasons for these different traditions. I hope that video has been educational and fun to watch. I definitely enjoyed myself at the Ther, and I definitely want to go back again. There's actually some Thers in London and across the country as well in the UK, and I'm sure there's Thers in other countries as well. So if you do want to go check one out, I'm sure you definitely can.